into this video. Adin Ross and Donald Trump. Full stream.
What's going on?
Well, today is going to be the most important stream I've ever done, first of all. And I want to say thank you for doing this, seriously. Yeah.
Get some good ratings today.
We're going to get some good ratings. Everyone thought this was going to be fake today, but, we proved them wrong. So.
Right in the living room of Mar-a-Lago, which I don't allow this to be ever done. So you're the first, just about.
Thank you.
And we'll have a little fun today.
Let's
and
do
my
it.
son Baron says hello. He's a great young guy, but he's a big fan of yours.
What's up, Baron? Yeah,
His audio going in and out. Fix that shit.
Baron's awesome. He's a great kid. Amazing. He's tall. Very tall.
He's tall, good student.
Yeah. Yeah, he's very smart. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he is.
I do want to first off, say this. Everyone in the chat, everyone in this room, everyone loves you. And I just want to say you're a true hero for this country, and I really appreciate you. And I'm really thrilled we can do this today.
I'm so happy now that I'm doing it. Give me it. That's great.
So do you know what live streaming is on these platforms?
More or less, yeah.
It's
the new way.
It's the new wave. It's the new wave. I'm gonna explain it to you, all right? Yeah. So I'm gonna show you this chat right now. Let me show you this. So this is the live chat. So you already broke the website in 5 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you broke it. The chat wasn't working, but we ended up fixing it. It's just very slow. Everyone in the chat say hello. You guys can put hi in the chat. And W's mean it's good. W means win. Yeah. Yep. So they're putting W's and stuff. W Trump. All right. So yeah, everyone is just super thrilled.
He doing a little smirk. Hell no.
Today, I can see it.
Yeah, I want to break 1 million. I think we could do it.
Oh, good. Oh, you could do much more.
You think so?
I think so.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm thrilled. Elon actually already he commented on the X post that I went live already.
Well, Elon is a great guy.
Yeah, he's great.
He's really a fantastic person. Little imagination he's got, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Rockets, tunnels,
Yeah.
everything. He's a fantastic guy.
He's great. So let's get started today. Let's have some fun.
Let's go.
We'll touch space on some topics, and then we'll do some fun stuff.
Sounds good.
Cool? Let's have a good time. All right, well, the first thing is, the reason why, I really wanted to make this stream happen is because there's a lot of people that are first-time voters watching today. And I want to make it very clear to everybody that you're a human being, you're a great human being. I want you to basically talk in this camera, talk to them and explain why it's very important as a first-time voter to go out and vote and why they should vote for you.
I'd love to do that. I love having a young audience. This is young. I think you have some oldsters too, because I also know some oldsters that are listening and watching. But it's about the American dream. Right now, you don't have the American dream. We have a country that's not respected, a country that's being laughed at, a country that just a little while ago we're having a stock market explosion in a negative way as opposed to a positive way. And that's been happening for quite a while. It's been simmering and really happening for quite a while. And we're going to make this country so strong and so great. And when you're ready for your job, you're going to get a great job, so you can make the kind of money this guy's making, maybe even more if that's possible. Right?
I'm trying to get like you, boss.
But you'll love your life and you'll be successful. And at a young age, it's really wonderful to think about the American dream. And with Kamala and Joe, I took him out. We had a debate, and the debate didn't go so well for him. And they sort of, what they did, it was really a coup of somebody. He had 14 million votes. He had it, and all of a sudden they went to him and they said, "We don't want you running anymore." And it's sort of like a prize fight from my standpoint. You're focused on this one man, and all of a sudden you're fighting somebody else. But she's actually worse than he is, and you're starting to see that. I think people are going to see that. It's going to be very evident. So go out. We want the American dream. We're going to give you the American dream, and you're going to be really.
Well, God damn it! I felt the strikes coming, but goddamn, nigga.
Thank you.
I have another question, and again, Mr. President, I'm not really.
I already got the Trump pat, man.
I'm getting there. And
I got the Trump pat.
It's on my mind. Back when I was I went to high school in California, okay? And a lot of the teachers were basically at the time, this is your first term. They were telling me how horrible a person you are and all these things. And the teachers, you're not supposed to do that. It's inappropriate to have teachers, discuss politics in school. But it's becoming really normal.
BbyLon, I love what up,
teachers, and you're a kid. When you're a kid, your brain is like a sponge. So I want to know what your thoughts on that. You know, kind of the corruption in the school system in a way. You know, they're teaching some pretty bad stuff in there.
It's been brainwashed to a certain extent.
Juju, what up, gang?
Brainwashed. They've learned from a long time. This is long before me. This liberal way, or now they call it progressive. They don't like the term liberal. You're not allowed to use that anymore, so I usually use it. But this.
Bro, Chad, I'm not gonna lie. Some of the stuff he was saying was true. Some of the stuff he was saying was fucking lies. But our country is being laughed at right now, though. Like, if y'all been seeing the whole shit, like, it's a lot of countries that's moving away from, you feel me, the U.S. dollar. And it's looking real fucking bad for us. He is true about that. But honestly, I just can't fuck with no racists. I can't fuck with niggas that's gonna get full immunity to fucking cops that's out here killing black people in GTA real life. Like, let's be for real. It's like, at this point, we don't got much what we could work with. We gotta either choose this or that. You know, it's nothing really to work with. Like, you know? Like, we just gotta choose, bruh. Like, just like what happened with him and Biden. We just had to fucking choose.
Liberal way that they have, and it's a bad thing for the country. You know, we want to have borders, we want to have low taxes, we want to have great schools, really.
Like, Biden did some shit. Like, he covered student loans and shit for people. Appreciate the dono port. Dono. He did, like, he cut a lot of student loans. He paid for a lot of student loans. That was a good thing. Like, a lot of people was real life, like, happy about that shit. Like, it really, took a lot of weight off a lot of people's shoulders that was paying back on student loans. He did a lot of more stuff, but it's just still like, bruh, like, we in a rough spot right now for sure, bruh. I could say that. So we just need a president that's gonna help us get back on top, bruh. Cause everything, like, all the prices up and shit, like, it's just getting bad for real, bruh.
You know, great schools so you can go and learn and be successful and have a wonderful life and all of that. But we want to have a good military so we can protect ourselves,
of course,
from some bad.
Remind me the song port after this.
And it's interesting. During my 4 years, we had no war. Other than we had nothing. Everybody was afraid we were going to have wars, and just the opposite. North Korea. I remember Barack Obama was telling me, "Oh, the biggest problem we have is North Korea." I didn't have a problem with North Korea.
No.
Big nuclear presence. I didn't have a problem. The only war we had was already started long ago, and that was ISIS. I defeated them in a very short amount of time.
I remember.
Very quickly.
Rich Gang,
And we had no wars
Dodo.
under the Trump administration, and that's a great thing. That's a really great thing. It was, I think, 82 years since that's happened. And we won't have wars again, but we could have a war before we even get there. That's the problem. We have a number of months. We have 4 months, and the election's starting very soon, and I guess 5 months before you actually get.
He got ass running all through the bit.
We get in, and a lot of damage can be done in 5 months by incompetent people. We have very incompetent people right now. And I'm not saying that out of happiness. I'm saying that out of sadness, because our country's in tremendous danger, not only of stock market crashes or depressions or whatever it may be. It's a tremendous military danger. We have Israel's blowing up, the Middle East is blowing up, Russia's going wild with Ukraine, and things are out of control, and we have nobody that knows how to talk. We have nobody that knows. I was watching when Russia was thinking about going in, and they never would have done it with me. They didn't. But they never, after I got in, they started loading up the border. I thought he was doing it for negotiation purposes. And Biden said all of the wrong things, everything wrong. And ultimately they attacked, and they wouldn't have done that if I were president. So we got to get back in and get it straightened out. We'll get that one worked out.
100%.
A lot of people dying.
Yeah, it's a lot of innocent lives being lost. You had mentioned, the stock market crashing. I don't know if you obviously, I saw the post you made on your app, Truth. What I just saw yesterday and the day before, I'm in crypto and I'm in stocks myself, and I couldn't believe what's going on. You have Japan, you have everybody just falling. And I want to ask you, how do we basically get it back up and flowing and back up and running? And, and what's causing this?
Well, right now you have no confidence. You have somebody that now is taking over from Biden because he just wants to stay in bed all day. He can't get up. He wants to stay in bed. It was a fraud. They tried to tell people he was competent, he knew what he was doing. And in the debate, he was adjudged to be not so good.
Yeah.
But you can go back 4 years, too. You know, he campaigned from his basement. He didn't campaign. I said, where is this guy? During COVID. They used COVID as an excuse not to let him talk.
Yeah.
The whole thing was a fraud, and everybody knew it, and they knew it strongly. And we're going to get it going again. We have to get it going again. They put us in a very bad position. The worst thing is we have probably, I think, Adin, 20 million people came into our country with open borders, and many come from prisons. And you can be a liberal, and your people can be, but coming from some of the meanest prisons all over the world, not just South America, from all over the world, from the Congo and Africa, they come from all over the world, they're coming, and they're releasing their prisoners into the United States. Now, you can be a liberal guy, you can be progressive as anybody in the world, and you can't think that's a positive thing. No. They're coming out of mental institutions. They're pouring into the United States, and they're hurting and damaging.
DJ, what up, gang?
Killing our people, and the crime rate with what you're talking about and what we're talking about, we call it migrant crime. It's a new form of crime, and it's a very violent crime. And it's going to take on proportions the likes of which this country has never seen before. And remember, these people are just getting accustomed. These are people coming out of mental institutions, prisons and jails, and many terrorists. We're having record numbers of terrorists coming in. So I'm talking, I assume, mostly to a young audience, but a young audience, no matter where they're coming from, they can't be happy about this.
No, they can't. Jobs are being taken, a lot of crime. So what President Trump, what do we do to fix that issue? What if I happen to be born in another country and I want to come the right way? How would that work?
Well, that's what we want. We want people to come in, but they have to come in through a system, through a legal system. And one of the things that's unfair is we have hundreds of thousands of people that have applied to come in, and this administration doesn't talk to them.
Right.
But if they walk through the southern border, they have no problem getting in. I don't even know why they're doing this, but some people are waiting 10 years to come in, and they've studied, they learned all about the United States, about our Constitution, about everything, and they're not being let in, and we're allowing people to come in from really rough places, really bad places. And they come in through caravans, and these caravans
are 10, 20,000. They've been applying this shit.
And they're pouring through Mexico.
That's crazy.
And Mexico was great when I was there. They were helping us. I had stay in Mexico. You can imagine what that is. That means you have to stay in Mexico. You can't come into this country until we approve you. They gave it up. Now they just walk right in. Wow. They had catch and release. We had catch and release. It says you catch a criminal and you release them into our country. I said, no. We catch a criminal and we release him into Mexico. I think you feel better about that.
Yeah, so definitely.
It's one of those things. There's so many things. They are so bad. It's like amateur night. It's either amateur night or they want to destroy our country.
Right. Do you what do you think about what's going on in Venezuela? The whole situation out there.
Well, I know it very well. And Venezuela is right now being run by a dictator. We were enemies with Venezuela. Venezuela was going to collapse, and people could have gone back to Venezuela. They're in our country now. They've released tremendous numbers of criminals into our country. If you look at Caracas, it was known for being a very dangerous city. And now
how old is she for?
In fact, the next interview we'll do it in Caracas, Venezuela, because it's safer than many of our cities after they've released their criminals into all of our cities.
Yeah.
And I'm kidding.
I know.
The reason I have to say that, because the fake news media knows that too, but they'll say, he suggested they go to Venezuela. They are so bad, it's hard to believe. But anyway, so Venezuela, their crime is down 72% because they've taken their criminal elements, which are large. It was a very dangerous place, especially Caracas and the different cities. And they've moved them into the United States of America. I know you're very happy. I know that your mother and father must be thrilled when they hear that.
Yeah.
Who happen to be here, I believe.
They are. They're right over there. Hey, Mom, hey, Dad.
Are you thrilled with what they're doing? I don't think so. No. I don't think they're thrilled. I don't think so. So their crime rate is down 72%,
right?
Because they're drug dealers, they're criminals, they're murderers, they're rapists. Everything's being moved into the United States.
Say yo, chat.
And soon they will have moved all of their criminals into the U.S. They won't have crime.
Tell Instagram,
so that's why
bring their ass in here.
Venezuela for our next interview.
Gonna take a picture.
It's a very serious problem. I mean, honestly, what they're doing to this country, they're destroying our country, Adin. They're destroying stupid people. He's not a smart man. He wasn't smart 35 years ago. He wasn't smart 20 years ago. And now he's really not smart. And you saw that from the debate. I mean, he's really gone down the tubes. And she couldn't even pass her law exam. She couldn't pass her bar exam. And I'm not saying that because I know other people didn't pass their bar exam, but she thought she'd never be able to pass it. And this is who we have running our country. It's a shame. She's ultra-left, ultra-radical. I just see where 99 vicious terrorists, when she was, I guess, Attorney General, because she was Attorney General of California, she destroyed California. Her policies have destroyed California. Her policies, when she was the district attorney, have destroyed San Francisco. San Francisco was the best city in our country 20 years ago, and now it's, not even, frankly, it's not even livable. We have to bring our cities back. We're going to have to focus on bringing our cities back.
It's actually really sad. I lived in California for a long time. Even Los Angeles, it's not safe. It's not safe. Everyone I know that lives in multi-million-dollar homes that do what I do, content, they're getting robbed. They're getting robbed. The police don't really they're not active out there as they are in some other states, and it's really sad. And I agree. I saw a video in San Francisco where people just walk into a Louis Vuitton and an Apple store and just loot, and leave like nothing ever happened. It's crazy.
They loot, and not only that, they have like $1,000 or $1,500, where she started, where she won't even prosecute if it's less than $1,500.
Wow.
So you see these people go in with like calculators, and they're adding the stuff that they're stealing because they won't be prosecuted. So that if they get nabbed, they say, no, it's less than whatever it is, $1,000.
Right.
And she started the concept of that, and it's now spreading. Our country, we need strong leadership. We didn't have stuff like this. When you look at what's happened to this country, and you look at other countries, crime rates all over the world are down. You know why? Because they're all dumping their bad people, their prisoners, and all of the people that are bad. They're not only the people on the streets, the people that are in jails. You know what they save by doing that? But they're dumping their prisoners and their criminal elements. They're dumping them into the United States of America. And our crime is going to go through the roof. It's going to go through the roof. And, if we win, and I hope we win, we should win, we seem to be winning, and, you can't even imagine that anybody would want these. This has nothing to do with me. Who would want these people? But can you imagine? They're just getting comfortable now, and they're criminals. So they're sort of laying low a little bit now because they're not comfortable. But soon they'll be comfortable, and they'll find that our police they're great.
Yeah.
But they're not allowed to do their job. They're not allowed to be strong, and they could do their job if they were let. But if they do their job, they have their pension knocked out. They have their car taken away, their family taken away, their house taken away. Everything's taken away, and they lose their job. It's a very rough thing being a policeman today, I'll tell you. But they could do their job. We're going to have to let them do their job. We have a crime-infested nation. We're a drug-addicted nation, and we're a crime-infested nation. Other than that, we're doing quite well.
Yeah. I want to move topics a little bit here. I saw. I'm unfamiliar with exactly what it was called. You were speaking on stage with 3 other women, and you just got ambushed. They were late, and not a hi, hello, how are you? Just straight into it, just straight trying to rip you apart. And I think you handled it pretty well. But I wanted to ask you a question, like, why do you think they just straight up do that for you, but then they're going to ask the other side, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
That's right. Well, I did this as a favor. This was the black journalists. The room had maybe 2,000. They said 2,000. It looked more like 1,000 to me, but whatever it was packed.
Yeah.
And I did it because I thought it was a good thing to do. And they had a journalist, I didn't know who she was, but she was nasty. She was a terrible person. And I walk in, and instead of saying, hello, thank you very much for doing this, they also said, Kamala's going to do it. But then Kamala said, she wants to do it because she can't talk to people. She can't answer questions. She hasn't done one interview. She's not doing any interviews.
Yeah.
Because if she did one interview where a hard question, she's incapable of answering it. But I walk in, and this woman starts talking about, she talked about, let's get rid of the elephant in the room. And she starts talking about racism and everything. I said, you didn't even say hello to me. And I'm doing them a favor by doing this. I'm doing this out of respect to the black community. And we're getting record numbers, as you know, in the black community. And she came across, you know, she's with ABC Fake News, which is one of the worst. ABC is one of the worst.
Right.
And she is horrible. So she was very nasty. Harris Faulkner was there. She was excellent. The other person I didn't know, she was okay. I wouldn't say she was great, but she was okay. But I did it, and it was quite a sensation. Actually, a lot of people think it was well handled. The woman was so rude.
So rude.
That, you know, it's hard to believe. You can walk into a thing, and I do them a favor, and I do this. Most people said, why are you doing it? I feel I have an obligation to do it. I want to look with it. You become the president for all of the people,
Right.
not for a certain segment.
Correct.
Not even for just my, you know, they talk about my base, it's a very big base. But you become president for all of the people. So I feel you have an obligation to do that. Now, she's not doing anything. She's not doing any interviews because I don't believe she's capable.
What you mean, Alan?
She starts, I don't know, she's strange. The whole thing is strange. Let's put it this way. Our country's in big trouble.
Yeah. I spoke to your son, Don Jr., when I met you in Doral.
Right.
I spoke to Don Jr. a little bit. He said, man, I feel for the young generation. You guys are, look at this. Like, look what's going on here. Like, it's like you need these next 4 years. If not, I don't know how well the country's going to do after these 4 years.
I don't think it survives. I really don't.
Damn.
Look, we're going to have 20 million people in by the time this election takes place. 20 million people. That's bigger than New York State. Many of those people are people that you should not have, and we're all for everything, you know, all men are created equal, as the expression goes. Right?
Of course.
And now today they say all men and women are
Yeah.
created equal. When
Yeah.
they wrote that, it was a slightly different time. Today, it's that alone is a politically incorrect statement.
Yeah, it is.
So all men and
It
women
is.
are created equal, everything. But the fact is, when you're dumping all of these criminals and all of these drug dealers, all of these people into our country, you're really hurting our country badly. And it has to be, we have to take very strong measures.
We definitely do. We definitely do. Moving to
I ain't
the
never
next.
heard of that.
Oh, I didn't know they were allowed to applaud.
Yeah, they're allowed to applaud. You guys can keep
All
applauding.
right, that's common sense, right? You know, it is about common sense. I mentioned that term because whether you're conservative, liberal, it's all about common sense.
It is.
You want to have good education. You want to have borders. You want to have low interest rates. Be able to buy a house. You want to, you know, so many different things. But you got to have common sense.
I ain't gonna lie, the interest rates on houses and just anything like cars, like it's really going up, bro. It's really getting bad for real.
And we're run by people. And you know, just a little thing, when I started campaigning almost like 8 years ago, I talked about Merry Christmas. We should have Merry Christmas again. Let's bring back Merry Christmas. You weren't allowed to say Merry Christmas. I got it back.
It's a nice crowd, huh?
Even if you're Jewish, they like to say Merry Christmas. Every one of my Jewish friends say, we love Merry Christmas.
I'm Jewish. I love Merry
Good,
Christmas.
and you know, Kamala doesn't.
She doesn't like
no,
it?
She doesn't want you to use Merry Christmas.
Wow.
She thinks it's insulting to use Merry Christmas, so we'll have to work on her.
I never heard that. What they be saying if they don't say Merry Christmas?
I wanted to ask you a question. Speaking of, you said something about common sense. Someone who has no common sense, Joe Biden. Do you think he was pushed out, or do you think he made the decision to step down?
No, he was not only pushed out, it was a coup. I'm telling you. They went in to see him. He did badly. The debate was a disaster.
It was horrible.
Okay? I don't know if I was brilliant or if he was horrible. Maybe it was a combination of both.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
I know one thing. They were saying after I left, they said, you know, that was one of the greatest debate performances
I ain't never heard of that,
we've ever seen.
Rockley. That's
and then 2 days
crazy.
later, they just said he was terrible.
Never knew
Right.
that.
They never
Damn.
gave. They took away the great debate performance stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, but no, I mean, I did fine, and he is. He shouldn't. Look, he's done tremendous damage to our country. He was a terrible president. He was the worst president we've ever had. She's, by the way, considered the most unpopular vice president we've ever had. But she's a horrible. She's worse than he is. I actually think he's smarter than her, and I think he's a really not smart person. But I think he's smarter than she is. But she was convenient. She was there. They have better people. I mean, they have much better. In fact, all of the people that she's looking at are considered much better than her. These were people that were thinking about running. They would have run, except that they didn't want to go through this roadblock with her. And, because you're the vice president. So they wanted to go pick them. And I think virtually every one of them is considered better, smarter, would be a better president than her. But we can't allow her to be president. She's going to destroy our country.
She'll ruin it. I mean, already, it's ridiculous what she's saying.
And by the way, the youth is so important because youth tends to be Democrat, and as they get older, they become Republican. We can't wait 50 years. We make the move now. All of you young people, and he's got a lot of them. All I know is my kids say, Dad, you have no idea how big this interview is. I said, don't tell me that. But make the move now. Don't wait 50 years. Our country doesn't have 50 years.
Damn. That's crazy to think about. I want to ask you a question. She did a rally recently. She had a rapper speak, and then she had a rapper twerk at a rally. Yeah. A rapper was twerking at a rally.
Yeah.
I want to know your thoughts on that. It's crazy to me to think that there could be twerking at a rally.
Well, what Hillary did is she would go out and get Bruce Springsteen. He'd get much smaller crowds than I got, to be honest. And he had a guitar, right? I don't have a guitar. But he would fill up a place, and then he'd finish, and they'd all leave, and she'd be speaking. So now Kamala's doing the same thing, because nobody wants to go watch her. Nobody.
No.
I mean, she speaks for like a short. Nobody's going to want to watch her, and nobody does want to watch. Now, at least there's a little bit of curiosity, but there's no value really in going and watching her. So what she did is she's gotten a couple of rappers, and they fill up the place. But what she does is,
Bruh, y'all, like, I'm not gonna lie, twerking at a rally was insane work. Like, it was crazy works. Like, you can't deny that shit, bro. That was wrong. Like, why the hell was they doing that, bro? Let's keep it a bean, bro. Like,
is a little bit different. She has them go last. That's
what up, gang?
I give. So in other words, they want her to finish her speech, get the hell off the stage, and then they can.
Just embarrassing.
So you've heard about ChatGPT and how AI is predicted to be replacing over 300 million jobs in.
Smiley, what up, gang? How y'all boys feeling tonight, man?
Can listen to the
performance starts.
No, it's pretty.
It's kind of smart.
Hillary did. No, I give her credit.
Yeah, give it to her a little bit.
Hillary never figured that out. She'd get some star, and the star would fill up the place, and then the star would leave, they would leave, everybody would leave, and she's talking to an empty stadium. Anyway, this is a little better idea.
Yeah, I wanna move on to the fun stuff now. I think we've definitely talked on some ideas and policies, excuse me. But I want to know the fun stuff because you are a fun guy. I've heard a lot from a lot of people how cool you are. Especially Dana. Shout out to Dana. I know you're watching.
Dana.
Yeah, he's the
There's
greatest.
nobody like him. I always say everybody can be replaced except Dana. Because this guy travels the world looking for fighters, okay? Get me fighters. He doesn't care where they from countries nobody ever heard of. And that's where he finds the best fighters. Now, he cannot be replaced. He's truly great at what he does.
He's the coolest. I know you're a UFC fan, right?
I am.
Who are like your favorite fighters?
Well, I think Khabib.
What?
I mean,
What is that?
How good is Khabib? Do you know who Khabib is?
Of course I know who Khabib is.
Khabib was 29, 28 and 0, and then his father died and he stopped. But I think he never lost. I don't think he ever lost a round. Like, he fought many times. He never lost like a round. And I thought he was a great. I got to meet him at a fight 2 fights ago because I walk in with Dana. Sometimes I do this walk in, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's where I first met you.
Yeah, that's right. Come to that.
Yeah.
If I didn't get any applause, you wouldn't want me on this show. You'd say, forget it. No, we get big applause. We walk in together.
It's crazy. You shut it down.
I met Khabib though, and he was very. He came to me and he said, "You're the man that can stop the war," because he's talking about the war with Ukraine, Russia.
Of course.
Because he knows they're his people. I mean, on both sides, right? There's so many people dying in that war, and the whole culture is being destroyed. The cities are coming down. They're just pouring bombs in, and he really, it was amazing. We weren't talking about fighting. We were talking about a different kind of fighting, a much worse kind of fighting, and he was very concerned about that whole thing, that war. He said, "You can get it stopped," and I can get it stopped. I will have that stopped before I assume off. I will, if I win the election, the first thing I'm going to do is get Putin and get Zelensky. I know them both very well. And get them to make a deal because it's crazy.
It is.
It's crazy.
It is, and that's. It's like your rallies in the crowd, huh?
I know. I like this crowd. I like you people. You know what they are, though? They're basically people that want to see the country do well.
That's it.
It's people that just like. They don't want to see crime.
Right.
They don't want to be mugged, because they're selfish in that respect. They prefer not being mugged, right? But they don't want other people to be mugged, beaten up, shot, and killed. In Chicago, on July 4th weekend, they had 117 people shot. Think of this, you live there. 117 people were shot, 17 died. This is in one weekend, July 4th weekend.
Wow.
I mean, nobody wants that. If you're living in Chicago, you have a good chance of, something bad happening. When you're going to go buy a loaf of bread, and something really bad could happen. So we don't want to, and they don't want that. The people behind me, who I just met briefly, they're great, but they're like other people. People don't want crime. They don't want to go to wars. They want to be able to make money. They want to be able to have a good life. They want a great education. All the things that you want, just the basic things. And we don't have that now.
It's really sad, honestly. And I
Well,
know.
think of this, Israel.
I ain't gonna lie, that is true though. You can't just go to the store, get a loaf of fucking bread or something. Some shit can go down. Like, no cap.
You're Jewish.
It's getting bad.
Are you a fan of Israel?
Yeah.
It would have never happened. October 7th would have never happened if I was president. And everybody admits it. Iran was broke. They had no money. I wouldn't let anybody buy oil from Iran. As soon as Biden comes in, he didn't have a clue. He let everything happen. But Iran was totally broke. They had no money. And I wouldn't let them nobody. China, I said, you buy oil from Iran, and you can't do business in the United States. They said, we'll pass. Okay, that's fine. But I did that with everybody. And we would have had a deal, 100% we would have had a deal, and there would have been no attack. There was no money left. Iran had no money. We would have made a fair deal for them. I would have loved to have made a fair deal. I'm not looking to, I just want them, they can't have a nuclear weapon. It's very simple. They can't have a nuclear weapon. You cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. So what happens is we worked very hard on that, and then he comes in and he allows everybody to go. China now is buying millions, billions and billions of dollars worth of oil, and Iran now is a very rich country. And October 7th would have never happened. And it wouldn't happen because they didn't have the money to pay Hamas and Hezbollah and all of these, they call them instruments of terror, a lot of different names. And so October 7th would have never happened. The recent attack on the park would have never happened. That was so graphic. And so, normally you don't see that. Normally the media cuts it off, but they didn't have time to cut it off because it was during the day, very public. And you'd see children with their legs cut off. Those initial scenes were so horrible, where a rocket landed in a little soccer field. Just terrible. All of that stuff would have never happened. And we'll get it stopped fast, by the way. We'll get it stopped fast. There's no games.
Well, everyone that's watching, everyone behind, just know that your vote really does matter. And you guys really have a big decision coming up in November. You guys got to really go out there and vote for the right person. Which is
Wow, that's coming in. It's funny that you do it. Now I know why you're so popular, because I've been on for years with people that really do like me. And they're even fair to me and everything else. But they wouldn't do what you just, they wouldn't say, vote for him. They do. They're short of that. They wouldn't do it. They do, and they vote for me, but they wouldn't say it. I think it's great that you can say something like that. I think it's ethical, it's fair, it's smart. And if you felt that way about somebody else, that's okay too. But you have journalists today, like that one that intercepted me, literally. That was like a booby trap. I walk in and she starts saying, we got to start a meeting. She didn't say, oh, thank you very much for being here.
No.
Just like the worst. And frankly, if I owned that network, I would fire her so fast. It was so inappropriate. And I actually, once you sort of walk out, then you put the guard up, and you actually give less information than what you would have. They did it with sugar, right? But she doesn't know about sugar. That one. That was sort of terrible. It became viral, number one viral.
Yeah.
And it was the question that was viral.
Mm-hmm.
I think my answers were sort of good.
They were really good.
I think they considered to be. I can't brag, but they were
I
considered
don't
to be
even know
very
what
good.
video he
But-
talking about. I ain't
but
gonna lie.
The level of hatred and craziness, and you don't know, is that from the head of the network, or is that from her? But ABC, I've said for a long time, ABC is one. You have George Slopadopoulos. I don't know if you know him, but he's a nasty guy. You know, you sit down, and yet to Biden, he interviews Biden. I said, there's no way that Biden can handle this guy if the guy is like normal, like he normally is.
Yeah.
He was so nice to Biden. He asked him, and then when Biden couldn't answer, which he can't answer most of the questions, he has no clue where he is. Slopadopoulos is giving him the answers. He's giving the and isn't it true that you really don't want to see war? Isn't that true? Yeah. No, the whole thing is crazy. Anyway.
I want to real quick talk about one thing. It was super important to me when I saw it. Censorship. You know, I don't know if you saw what Elon had posted. Elon basically showed, if you were to Google Donald Trump about a week ago, all you see is Kamala. That's all you see is Kamala. It's crazy. Google was really, really trying to push her.
So Google is really crooked. It's horrible when they had the word assassination up, because, you know, there was a big moment a few weeks ago where I got whacked. I got whacked. And whether it's me or anybody else, it was a terrible thing. Terrible thing. For our country, it was terrible for everything. And when you put up the name, the word assassination, it went to Lincoln, it went to many other people, many of whom I didn't even know there was an attempted assassination. The only one it didn't have was Trump. Think of it. And when you put up the word assassination, it also sent you to Kamala. And people were really angry at it. Look, something wrong with Google. I don't know if it's the people running it inside or the smaller people, so to speak, the people that are actually doing the nuts and bolts. I doubt it. It's got to come from the top. And it's so illegitimate, they have to do something about it. And, I mean, the market speaks. Everybody should maybe just go off Google, not use it. There are so many other things. Watch your show instead. But there are so many things. Now, Mark Zuckerberg called me, and he apologized. They actually had it where, you know, AI is dangerous. It's going to be with us, but it's very dangerous. They actually had the Secret Service agents were very brave, because when I was being shot at, there were 8 shots. And as soon as they heard that first gun, I did think I did a good job, because I heard and I went down. You know, when you hear bullets, you tend to drop to the floor if you're intelligent.
Of course.
If you're not intelligent, like, I don't think Joe would have dropped to the floor. I think it's...
No, I think you would have just been like, what's going on?
Hey, what's happening?
What is that?
Where are those bullets?
Is that a bird?
Oh, there they are. There they are. No, I don't think he would have dropped to the floor.
Right.
But anyway, it's when you hear this and when you see what's going on, and he called up, and there's a very iconic picture that was taken. But there's a number of them, actually. But there's one in particular that was very iconic, and it's been on the covers with the fists up. And the secret agents, service agents, and you know, I know they're going through a little bit of a questioning period. Let me tell you, these people were brave, because those bullets were coming at me, and I heard them. They were whizzing over my head. I had the one here, and I went down, and they were whizzing over, and I had 7 people, maybe, a lot of people, a lot of very big people on top of me within seconds.
Right.
And a lot of people that I know would not have done that. Aiden, I'm telling you, when bullets are coming right over you, and you got people willing to, I asked a couple of them, they expected to die. They actually expected to die, and I understood that.
Yeah.
The other thing that happened that was amazing is within 5 seconds, the sniper, the Secret Service sniper, from a much further distance, 1 bullet, and didn't know about it. Now, it was a communication problem, a big one, and had it taken place, you know, 10 seconds earlier, would have been good. But there was a communications problem. But he, supposedly, I don't think he knew. I mean, I've gone through it too. I don't think the sniper knew anything about it. He may have heard there could be a problem, but he didn't know anything about it. Think of it. a thing like that happens.
That is
He went
crazy
by
how
the
they
gun
don't
and the
care.
fire. Of
Look
the gun.
around,
I guess
scoping
when
the scenery.
the bullets come out, you see fire. And he was able to see that from probably more than 300 yards away. So that's 3 football fields. That's a lot. And one bullet took him out. And if he didn't shoot him, you would have had probably a lot of people dead.
Right.
Probably a lot of people would have been dead. He had a lot of bullets up there. He had a powerful gun, and he had a lot of bullets up there. And the reason he stopped was he got hit 5 seconds. That's a pretty amazing job when you think, it's sort of a surreal experience.
Yeah.
Right? And you could say that for them, too. And they go years, and they don't have to do that. They don't have to shoot people. And then all of a sudden, they're confronted, and they see somebody firing. And a lot of people wouldn't react like that. They would, they'd say, let's call in and find out what's going on.
Right.
His reaction time, I think, was amazing. So there was a big communication problem, and they'll get that straightened out. But the Secret Service people were very brave, and that sniper was very talented to hit a target like that from so far away.
Right. Mr. President, I do want to say, first of all,
he trained for this shit out here
you took a bullet for everyone in this room, everyone watching, everyone. The reaction that you gave, no other president is going to do that. They're going to either remain, where they are. You are a brave man. You stood up and went like this, and that was a pretty badass picture, by the way.
Well, I will say, though, that the audience was very brave also, the fans, the people, and it's much more than MAGA. Although I think MAGA is almost everybody, because it's what we talk about.
Yeah.
But all of those people, with tens of thousands of people, as far as the eye could see, and then the people in the back. And those are the people you see, because the cameras are focused on that. We have the bleacher in the back with, 100 to 150 people or something. But those people never moved. And if you go to crowd, we had a crowd control type person, said whenever a bullet is fired, they know a bullet and they know a sound. And we had a lot of bullets fired. So when you think of it, plus the Secret Service, whenever a bullet is fired, everybody empties out immediately. They immediately leave and they empty out the whole stadium, and they call it a stampede, like in cattle.
Yeah.
And a lot of people get killed with stampedes. They get literally
Stomped
walked
over.
over. Many people die in soccer stadiums. But when a bullet goes off, everyone leaves, almost every time.
Yeah.
Nobody left. And you had the man behind me. He's looking like this. He's looking. There was no fear. It was amazing. They knew that I was in trouble. They saw that. They saw the blood, because the blood, I guess you get hit in the ear. I can tell you, a lot of blood when you get hit in the ear. That's one thing we learn. We learn all these things, unfortunately. But they saw there was a big problem. Normally, when they hear that, they're all, they disperse. Nobody left. I mean, you take a look at that. Now, that was a microcosm of what was out in front of me. 'Cause the speech
they was just getting down.
to thousands of people.
Right.
And nobody there was leaving either. It was really amazing. They knew there was a problem. And when I got up, they were confused because Secret Service was lifting me. I guess I was getting up, and I'm looking for my shoes. I didn't want to go on they had stretchers and stuff. I didn't want to go on stretchers. I didn't want to do that. But it was amazing. And they were confused because you could be up, but you're not looking too good. And I felt it was important to let people know that I was okay and our country was okay, in a true sense that our country was okay. And so I did that, and the audience was just, they were, USA,
Yeah.
wild. It was a hell of a horrible experience, but I learned a lot about the love in this country. Think of it, a bullet goes off, everyone leaves, and his bullet's going off. They just,
Again, a true hero.
they were heroes. The way they didn't move, you have to watch that group behind, because that was the same as the group in front, the big group. And it wasn't like, gee, normally they say, let's get out of here.
Yeah,
How do we do
that's
this?
true.
They
just
weren't.
stood
They
and watched.
saw I was in trouble.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to move.
No.
And many of them were standing up, and they were looking. One man in particular with a floppy hat and wearing like a black T-shirt, and he's out there just looking. It's a fascinating thing to see. And when you hear crowd control people say, we can't even imagine that happened, that shows their love for me, maybe, but for the country. And it was pretty amazing.
That's great.
Thank you.
So I got you a gift. Well, a couple gifts.
Oh, good. That's good.
I'll show you, another gift. I'll show you, the second gift a little bit later.
Okay.
But I did get you a gift, and I got you this gift because, look, you are, I feel like you constantly get beat on, but you're so strong, and you just, like I said, you live for the people, and you're a hero. I wanna present to you this gift right here. I hope you like watches, Rolexes.
Wow. Oh, that's a beautiful watch.
Yeah.
Okay, I got him
You
a
should open
watch.
it, and then show the camera.
Love you, man.
That's a great watch, actually. Good company. They're good company.
You like Rolex?
They like Jack Nicklaus and Gary Player and Arnold Palmer and all the golf guys and all the other guys, too. I do. This is beautiful. Wow. Thank you. Don't they have nice packaging?
They do. Really, really nice.
Wow, that's so
I don't know how to open the box.
Oh, should I show that to the audience?
Yeah, they can see it.
Love you, man.
Oh, I didn't know this. Now I know it's worth it. Well, my boys said, "Oh, that's such a big show." I don't know what you're doing, but you really are respected. Amazing. I mean,
I appreciate it.
I go into other shows, nobody does a big deal about it.
I do want to say also,
Thank you very much.
shout out to the Nelk boys. I know you love Nelk.
Oh, they're great.
They're the greatest.
Well, that was through Dana. Dana's very much into this world. Dana's a young guy, sort of,
Yeah.
He's a young guy, sort
Yeah.
of. But Dana is into this world like he could be an 18-year-old or a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
He knows more about you and the Nelk brothers and the Nelk boys, and he asked me to do their show. And I will tell you, I got a tremendous response. You do some of these big shows, you do like 60 minutes, and nobody cares. You do Nelk or you, and I can already see so many people going, I hear you're doing the show with Adin.
Oh, wow.
I said, I've had a lot of calls. So it's like a new wave.
Yeah.
It's a new thing. Who would think it? And sometimes television is not the big deal. I sort of feel that television will always be television.
Yeah.
But numbers aren't like they used to be.
No, I would say, live streaming and YouTube is kind of like the new age television for,
I ain't gonna
younger
lie,
people.
Aiden, he hard for getting.
So I did have some clips I wanted to react to.
Okay.
So this is the fun stuff I wanted to get
Sure.
into.
Like
The reactions
that's
right
tough,
here.
bro. I ain't
This is so
gonna
cool. I'm
lie.
actually reacting with you. All right.
I put you on Truth.
How many views this
Really?
had?
Yeah.
This is so cool. I'm actually reacting with you.
Just 479. Damn. I wonder how much it was when he first started off.
All right.
I put you on Truth. That
Really?
we're doing- yeah.
Thank you, man.
Truth is my
Damn.
voice,
Yeah.
and it's doing great.
Yeah.
Everybody should go on Truth.
Yeah.
But I will say that I put you on that we're doing the show together, and the response was very cool.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so shout out to Nelk, but they kind of gave me this idea. I have two segments I want to do with you.
Okay.
The first one is use one word that comes to mind to describe that person. Okay? It's a fun game.
Fine.
Let's start. All right. Who is the first picture? And we got the Nelk boys. One word.
Great.
I love that. Okay,
Really
great. Okay.
So you're friends with them.
Yeah.
Are they competitors of yours, though?
Not even, honestly. Every time that I speak to Kyle or Steve,
Yeah,
it's
they-
just
they-
only
they're all
love.
great.
They're really, really
No,
good.
they're
to me.
just great.
Yeah.
But in a way, you would be competitors, but you don't.
Who are these
They're more
guys?
bigger on the YouTube side of things. I'm more
Right.
live, so it's a
I
lot.
see.
It's a
I
different
see, so
world,
it's different.
but it's kind of like parallel.
Look at them. I mean, they're just great people. That was Dana White. He said, you got to do them. I said, who are they? I didn't know. And after I did them, it was like an explosion.
All right, let's see what we got next here. We got me.
Yeah. Well, I can just tell you that one word would be outstanding. My sons told me about you, and they told me about how big Dad. My Baron.
Yeah.
He said, Dad, he's really big. I said, yeah, but what about else? He said, he's also a friend of mine, right?
Yeah.
But big stuff, Adin. So I just have to say outstanding to do what you've done at a young age.
He be
I
yapping
know
a
how old
lot,
you are.
bro.
You're young. You're seriously
Like,
young.
just say one
My
word.
suit is older than you are.
How old's your suit?
I don't know. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. President. All right, let's see who we got next. We got you.
Patriot. I'm a patriot.
Okay. Joe Rogan.
Interesting. He really is. He's an amazing guy. He's a very
Bruh.
interesting guy.
So we got next,
Thought he was gonna say something else.
Mr. White.
Oh, well, he's a fighter. I'll tell you, that guy, he fights. You wouldn't want to have him against you. A little bit true with all of these people that you're showing. There's a good one. Elon, a genius, truly a genius. You know, I see the rockets come down with the engines, and they're coming down. The engines are landing without any, they have no wings, no nothing. That was a couple of years ago. I said,
Right.
what is that? And I said, what was that all about? He says, well, we want to be able to save the engines, not that they go into the ocean and all. But he really is. He's a genius. He's also a very good person, Elon.
Okay.
Let's see what we got next here. We got Kanye.
So he's very complicated. Let's say complicated. Because he's a really nice guy, but he can get himself into trouble, and he can get some other people. But you know, he's got a good heart. He does. But he's complicated, Kanye. Fake, but in all fairness, look. But she knows it. She's got a thing going. It's a good thing. She's a good thing for her.
Bruh.
But there's a certain something she's got. She's got a spark. That's pretty amazing, actually. She's got a good spark. So I'll change it. I'll say spark. She does have. She gets on. You know, when she was running against a gentleman from Queens, and I asked his people, I said, are you careful? This guy was going to be Speaker of the House. It was going to be him, not Nancy Pelosi. And Joe, he is a good politician.
Cart, what again? I see you on Twitter.
Been around for a long time, many years in Congress. And I watched her on television one time. I saw a clip of her speaking, ranting, raving, going crazy. And I said, who's she running against? She's running against Joe. I said, oh, does he know what's going on? Oh, he's got no problem, sir. He's got no problem. I said, is he doing any debates? No, he doesn't have to bother with the debates. He's been there for years. I said, tell him I said that he should be careful. Because I saw her. And I said, she's Evita. I called her Evita. Maybe that's the best. Evita Peron.
Yeah, I
said, she's Evita.
fuck with Trump,
She's in the streets
but
screaming, shouting, going crazy,
I'm
hugging
definitely
people,
watching this
hugging. Everybody's
video
being hugged.
because it's real big
I
that
said, he
Adin
better
Ross
be careful.
got him on here.
And she took him out. So,
But I'm
I
not
give her
voting for
credit.
Trump.
But she's got a lot of sizzle. Well, there's a powerful man. He's a powerful man. I know him very well. I know him probably better than anybody in this country knows him, and got to know him extremely well. We had a great relationship until COVID. COVID was a step too far, but we did very well with China and President Xi. We did very,
COVID
very
was
well with
crazy,
China.
bro.
We took in hundreds of billions of dollars. No president took in 10 cents. I took in. And I exposed China. Look, I want China to do great. Okay, but they can't take advantage of us like they were doing for years and years. We'd lose $500 billion a year in trade, all of that. But then COVID came in, and it really, I changed, but I will have a very good relationship with him. There's no going to war with him. He doesn't want to go to war. We're not going to go to war. And we had a very good relationship, actually. He was right in this room. He came to this country, and he stayed here for a number of days, as you remember. And we had incredible meetings, a very famous meeting in the dining room, actually. But he loves his country, and he's very strong and very powerful and very interesting. But he really does love his country, I can tell you that.
I don't really keep up with him, y'all. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. Gavin Newscomb. You spelled it? No, you spelled his last name.
He literally ruined California. Beautiful state. California is beautiful. He ruined it.
And when you watch him, he's always saying, oh, we're doing so great.
Right,
We're not
right.
doing great. I mean, I have holdings in California, and I own a golf course right on the ocean, right on the Pacific Ocean in Palos Verdes. So beautiful. It's a club. It's big, many
What do you do to
acres, hundreds of
California?
acres, and it's fantastic. But California is so precious. One of the most beautiful places in the world in terms of weather,
For sure.
in terms of everything. and they're just destroying it with crime. The crime is out of control. It's a very dangerous place. And he, I think it's a shame because I like him. I got along with him great. I helped him a lot with his fires. I kept saying, why don't you do something about the forest fires?
Yeah.
There's no reason to have that.
What
There's no
happened?
management. They have no management control over the forests. I said, you have to do things. But I got along with him great, but he has not done the job.
No.
He has not done the job. Sad.
Got a few more. Let's see what we got next.
Yeah. He's turned very liberal, actually. They say he's the son of Fidel Castro, and could be. I mean, anything's possible in this world, You're going to learn as you get older. You've seen a lot already for your age. Per age, I would say. Per year spent, you've seen as much as anybody. But Justin Trudeau is, I get along with him very well, actually, but he seems to be going very
to the
progressive.
point, Donald Trump.
People of
God
Canada
damn.
are not liking it. I mean, if they had a good conservative person,
Get to the point. Just say one word,
maybe they
bro.
do, maybe
God
they don't.
Damn, this nigga yapper.
but somebody that's a strong conservative would win in Canada. Canada is very unhappy about the way they've been treated as people. But I got along with them well. Now, this man I really got along with well. We had Little Rocket Man. We had the red button. He said, I have a red button on my desk. And I said, no, I have a red button too, and mine's bigger than yours and mine work. And it was a really bad month and a half. He was very, very tough on President Obama, very tough on everybody. It's the hermit nation, and it really is. I mean, I said to him, do you know Elton John? No. I said, did you ever hear the song Rocket Man? And I actually played him the song Rocket Man. He said, no, I've never heard it. I said, you're Rocket Man. He said, no, you call me Little Rocket Man, not Rocket Man. But I tell you what, so we had a very nasty 2 months. People were actually worried about it because it could have been dangerous. But President Obama told me that this was the single biggest threat to the United States, was Kim Jong-un of North Korea. And one day I got a call from people that wanted to see me about him, and he wanted to meet. He did not want to meet with Obama, did not want to meet with anybody. Got tremendous nuclear capability. He does. And we've checked that closely, and he does. I got to know him very well, and I got along with him great. He's very smart. He's very strong. He's the absolute leader. A lot of people say, oh, maybe he's not the leader. He's the absolute. When he's around, his people are standing up at attention. I've never seen. We were at a luncheon. They had 20 people on his side and 20 people on mine, looking at each other.
Right.
In Singapore, we had a meeting in Singapore. It was the biggest press conference I've ever had. There were thousands of paparazzi. I've never seen anything like it. I think people said they've never seen anything like it. I was walking in, he was walking in. We met in the middle, remember? And
Yeah, of
the
course.
place just went crazy. But we got along very well. He's very, very smart. And, he's a real power. He's a real power. I think he's upset that I'm not there. Nothing would have happened with him. We would have gotten along with him fine. I was trying to get him to do, his country is, you talk about location. I'm a real estate guy. He's right between, think of this, Russia, China, one side, and South Korea on the other. I said, you have a great piece of real estate. You could make so much. You could have gorgeous things. I said to him, think about gorgeous condos going up on your shore. He's got a lot of ocean. He's got ocean frontage on both sides, right? But I got along with him great. We would have had no
I'm not
problem
gonna lie, he
with him.
putting them
Now
on
he's
with the
getting
condo
very
stuff,
angry
because they
with
get
us, and
condos
he's
out there.
getting
That would
very
be
angry with
crazy
us.
views.
I understand he doesn't like her. He doesn't know her, but he forms opinions, and he doesn't like her. And he thought that Biden was a stupid man, a very stupid man. He would say that, but I say the same thing, so at least we agree on something. But Biden they really have hurt our country. These people have hurt our country. Kim Jong-un was great for as long as he was there. As long as I was there was going to be no problem, that I can tell you. We met in Singapore. I got to know him so well. And, I always say that we have enemies from within, and we have enemies on the outside. So he would be considered, I guess, an enemy. I think he would be absolutely fine. China, the same thing. I always say if you have a smart president, you don't have a problem with the outside. But you still will have a problem with the inside because these people are sick. They're sick.
Ace, what up, gang?
And the people from the inside, I mean, they're willing to take down our country. It's incredible. When I look at guys like Adam Shifty Schiff, he's such a bad guy, such a liar with the Russia hoax. It was a total hoax. It went on for 2.5 years, and total exoneration, nothing to do with Russia. The opposite.
Biden getting too old for this. That's why he had to drop out.
I stopped the pipeline, the Russia pipeline. It's called Nord Stream 2. Nobody ever heard of Nord Stream 2. But, it was just 2 years of this stuff. And actually putting our country in danger, because you put your country in danger with another country. But getting along with these people is really, getting along with the foreign leaders, if you're smart, our country is safe. If you're stupid, and that's a problem. We have stupid people there now, and those people are very dangerous right now. Right now, I'm hearing there's going to be an attack tonight by Iran of Israel. They're going to be attacked tonight. I'm telling you right now. I hear it just through the same waves. There's no top secret information or anything.
Right.
But I hear that Israel's going to be attacked tonight. If I were president, nobody would even be talking about that word because it wouldn't happen 100%. And it's so, but when you have Pelosi and when you have Schiff and you have all these people, I mean, when you have people like Schumer, you have all these people. These people are a danger to our country. And they get a guy like Biden in, he's just a vessel. He has no idea where the hell he is. He's their perfect vessel because he'll do anything that they want him to do.
Right.
So we really have dangerous people. They go after their political opponent, like me. I mean, me being especially. I mean, they've used law enforcement to go after me. They've come at me with everything. We just won the big case in Florida. You saw that? Mm-hmm. That was the big case. That was the biggest of the cases. And we won that conclusively. We had a brilliant and very fair judge. I mean, if I have fair judges, I win every case. But they put you in cases where the judges are totally corrupt, where, like in New York, where the whole legal system is actually bringing down the state and bringing down the city because of corruption so bad. But we have to solve the problem from within. The problem on the outside, if you have somebody smart, you can handle it easily, actually. But the problem from within, we have people that truly hate our country.
I didn't even know what Biden said about Brazil. What did he say?
I want to get this right with what I'm about to say because
what was supposed to be
something
fixed?
About crooked people, and I want to say I want to get this right. That's why I'm pulling out my phone. The same
This shit getting boring, I ain't
DA,
gonna lie.
Fannie Willis.
Right, Fannie Willis.
She treated you very unfairly.
She goes by the name of Fani, even though it's F-A-N-I. She wants it pronounced Fani. She's little French, French accent, and her lover, Wade, right?
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Wade.
Would you say she's very unfair?
Well, not only to me. There are many people. She wanted to indict a senator, a couple of senators, I understand, that had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
There are many people, and this has taken place in Georgia. Georgia's phenomenal. Georgia's I love the people of Georgia. I've done great with the people of Georgia.
Yeah.
Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina. But Georgia is so good, and she's destroying it, and the governor should do something about it because, look, these are innocent people. These are patriots.
1 second, I was just going to switch this. So I know Fannie Willis has treated you very unfair. I have a friend who's currently being treated unfair by her. He's a rapper named Young Thug.
Yeah.
And I was just...
I heard that, actually.
Yeah, I just was wondering if there's a way that we can make sure he gets treated fair, that's all.
So I've heard about him, and I heard he's being treated very unfairly by her.
Yeah.
And I would tell her she's got to treat these patriots that are being all terrible. They're going after him.
Free that boy Thug, though,
Young
for
Thug
real.
is being treated. I heard the name.
Yeah.
I heard it from other people where they say he's being treated very unfairly.
Very unfair.
So he's got to be treated fairly.
Please.
Appreciate the love, Ace.
So let's see who we got next on the couple. We got a couple
You
of people
better
left.
get Thug free, man. Damn, son. Damn, man. He done got Kodak free. He get Thug free. I'm telling y'all, chat. Yeah, I got a feeling Camilla probably wouldn't free Thug.
on the couple. We have a couple more people left.
Okay.
Got some, hopefully some good ones. Well,
So he was very good with me because when they were doing the Russia hoax, they said I did something with him on a phone call. And basically, I congratulated him on his winning the presidency.
right.
And said some other things which turned out to be perfect, better than perfect. If he sees any corruption, please report it to the Attorney General of the United States, which we have an agreement with the country. We have actually a signed contract with them, a very important one, that because Ukraine has always been known as very corrupt. I don't know if you know that. It has been a very corrupt country. I think the people are great, but it's been very corrupt. And I said, if you find any corruption in the country, you should report it immediately to the Attorney General. I did say that. And it was a very good thing to say. It turned out I was 100% right in saying it. So they made up a phone call. But fortunately, the phone was essentially taped. The call was essentially taped. I didn't know this, but a lot of times when you're talking foreign leaders, they have tapes. Or they have stenographers. And we had 2 professional, really great military stenographers. So every word. So when they said I did these things, I said, no, I didn't. And then I said, was that taped or did they have the stenographers? The answer was yes. And they got all the way down the line to impeach me. They wanted to impeach me over this phone call, a single phone call. And I knew that I had them because I had the tape or the stenographers, everything, perfect. Every word was said. And then they did the impeachment. And just before that, because I remember Nancy Pelosi was crazy, we can't impeach him. Look at what the phone call was. She saw the phone call.
Yeah.
And then they decided, well, let's do it anyway. Can you believe how bad these people are?
Horrible.
Let's do it anyway, because they had the phone call.
Yeah.
That's where Tim Scott, a great guy from a senator from South Carolina, he said, wait a minute, I've just read the phone call. That phone call was, he was the first one to speak up. Tim Scott of South Carolina, then Republican.
So pretty much it sounded like they set your ass up and it went through. Damn. Triple cross.
Republican senators spoke up, and they were great. I mean, you know, there was great. Of course, the only one was Mitt Romney. You know, real stiff, and he couldn't get elected dog catcher right now. But and he actually voted. He actually only took a half a vote away, but everybody else voted for me, 100% unanimous with the Republicans, and it was fine. But what they did was they made up a call, and then when they found out that I had it essentially on tape, they looked really bad. And they had a decision to make. Do they pull it? And she said, no, we shouldn't be doing this, but let's go ahead with it anyway. I did nothing wrong. So you have to be careful. So let me just say about him. So when they called him and they asked him, did President Trump say anything that was inappropriate or wrong? He said, absolutely not. It was a very nice phone call. There was nothing unusual about it at all. And he could have grandstanded. He could have said, well, you know. And he didn't say that. So I respect him. I think that I will be able to make a deal with him and Vladimir Putin very quickly.
That's great.
Even though it would have been a lot easier before this war started, and you wouldn't have 500,000 people, or maybe much more than that. I think you're going to find that the number of people dead is far greater than what they're saying. That's a really nasty. It's a nasty thing going on over there. But I think I will be able to get him.
Bro, is your spider bite good?
Like
what they tell
and we'll
you?
get it ended. It would have never started if I were president. We had no chance of starting. You know, I knew Putin very well, know him very well. And it was the apple of his eye. Ukraine was the apple of his eye. He did love it. He did want it. But he knew he couldn't do it. He would not. He knew he could not do it. He would have never done it if I was president. And now when you look at all of the death and all of the destruction.
Whatever they wanted me to do, I would do.
American Godfathers premieres Sunday at 8, only on the History Channel.
Cannabis. It's not just legal in 38 states. It's a $36 billion global
destruction, even of their culture, because those cities are wiped to the ground. You know, most of the cities outside of Kiev, most of those cities are wiped down to the ground. And it's so sad. And when those buildings come down, there are plenty of people in there. You know, people think those buildings don't have people. They have a lot of people in those buildings that don't want to leave. And those buildings come down. They're big buildings, big, heavy buildings. And they come down. and the people are crushed. Instantly, they're crushed.
Horrible.
Missiles hit them.
I wanted to touch base real quick on the inflation thing. So, I know I saw you when you went to go speak in Nashville. So, you talked about crypto. You said that crypto can help with that. You mentioned that it's somewhat like gold. Do you think that, when you get back in office, you would still fully support crypto? And, I just saw that the U.S. government, ever since you spoke about it, they're selling crypto. They're selling it. So what would you do if you were in office with crypto?
It's something they shouldn't be doing because they should be trying to build it. So if we don't do it, China's doing it, other places are doing it, and they're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
And it's a very modern currency. It's a very modern form. And I know a lot of very good people that are really into that world and into that market. They're smart, they're good people, and they think it's going to be very beneficial. And remember this, though, it's very important. It's like AI. Do you love it? Do you not like it? If we don't do it, China's going to do it, or other people are going to do it.
Yeah.
And we can't be left behind. And crypto is right in that sphere. And it is a form of currency. And again, China's already doing it. But if we don't do it, they're going to do it. AI is something that's really at the top of the list.
Yeah.
And there are pros and cons to everything. But China is trying to do everything.
Yeah.
And we've got to beat them to the punch.
I would love to see you and Elon, get together and talk about AI together. I think it's really, really important because, Elon with what he's doing, and then obviously you guys can really come together and maybe try to find some solutions for AI because it is getting out of hand. You see a bunch of fake stuff. It's really getting crazy.
It's, one thing about AI that's interesting is,
I ain't gonna lie, AI is definitely getting out of control. Like, for real.
and who would believe this, to really be at the top of it and to dominate, because China's very much into the artificial intelligence,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Even the name is sort of a weird name because artificial intelligence sounds like, it's not really a very good name when you think about it. It's artificial.
Yeah.
It says like fake intelligence, right? But regardless, so you need massive amounts of electricity to be able to compete. Did you know that? Electricity.
Yeah.
And if you don't build twice the amount of electricity that the country currently has, now think of that number. You need more electricity than the country has for everything, times two. Now think. So nobody's going to be able to get that done but me. I'm the only one because you're going to have to build power plants at every plant. You're going to have a power plant for every plant. It's all electricity based. It's amazing. You need massive amounts of electricity. In the
That's why all them damn 5G towers getting up.
meantime, they built 8 chargers in the Middle West for cars because we shouldn't have, obviously, all electric. They have this electric car mandate, and they don't go far. They cost a lot. They're going to be made in China. And under Biden, he wants everybody to drive an electric car. No more gas-propelled cars, no more hybrids, no more anything. Think of it, how crazy. And you can drive a car from here to Los Angeles on a tank of gas. Same thing with trucks. They want trucks to go electric. They'd have to make 6 stops to get to Los Angeles. With diesel, they don't have to make any stops, and they have left over. And the truck gets lighter as you go. One of the problems with that is the weight. The weight of the batteries is so heavy. It's 2.5 times heavier than a truck without, with diesel. And you would have to rebuild all of your bridges all throughout the country. And I asked the trucking industry supports me because of this. I mean, they probably like me.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I didn't think about it like that. Like, I didn't think about it like the weight of the battery and the bridges, like traveling on the bridges. Cause I know they got them damn Elon. He got them Tesla semis. So if them bitches bigger, bro, cause the battery and it's heavier, bro. Y'all, like the bridges, like it's gonna get bad though, for real. If so, because that could be really dangerous. Like, I didn't even think about it like that. Damn. Y'all, we learning some
But they
shit.
support me because of this, because they're not going to have an industry. I said, when you explain that you're going to have to rebuild all of your bridges in the country, when you explain that to the government officials that come and harass you, don't they say, oh, I see, well, then it doesn't work. Just that one thing, it doesn't work. When you explain to them that you have to stop 6 times for 4 hours a stop, and you talk about a supply chain problem, right? But I said, when you explain that to people, just tell me, do they say, oh, then we can't really do it? Because, it makes sense. We can't do it.
Yeah.
It's all right. You could have a child go into a meeting, and within 1 minute or 2 minutes, they would convince you that it doesn't work. Maybe sometime, but I think it's essentially never going to work. in my opinion, it'll never work because you're always going to have a weight problem. You're always going to have, it's never going to be the same kind of a thing where you can drive for 2 days without stopping. It's just not going to happen that way. And I said, what do they say when you go in and explain this? They don't care. They say, we don't care. We want you to go electric. And one gentleman, the biggest guy in the business, he said to me, all my life I've been buying trucks. For 50 years I've been buying trucks. And every year they got better, bigger, stronger, more beautiful. Every year for 50 years they became more efficient, more fuel efficient, better pollution control, everything.
Okay.
And if they make us do that, we'll go back 50 years, more than that. He said a truck 50 years ago would have been better than what they're making us use right now. And I say, when you explain that, do they do anything? They sit there, they look, and they say, we don't care. That's our mandate. You have to go all electric. These people are going to destroy our country. We can't let them do it.
Horrible, horrible.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you should be able to have a choice on what type of car you want to drive. Like, it shouldn't.
I know you're
be
very
mandatory
busy.
at
It's
all.
already 2:15. How much time would you say we have? Because I do want to give you this last gift.
Well, let's go do the last gift.
Let's go do it. Let's go do it.
So far, I like the gift you gave.
Yeah, well, you're going to like this other one too. Hold on 1 second here. Whoops. I actually closed that out. Let me go full screen real quick. You go full screen on the OBS, and then you should have the live view, or the IRA. You kill it. You've been killing it.
It's great stuff. I don't know if I have enough time.
So the next gift is outside.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Come on, sounds good.
Since day one.
Really, day one, huh? I love her.
She's your biggest
She's
fan.
doing good. She's a young woman.
Please get a picture with her. She's
Yes. Can I do that?
Yeah, of course.
Can I take? Come on,
Somebody
let's
take a
get.
picture.
I'll take it. I got you guys.
You stay right there. We're gonna take a good one.
I'll take a great one.
Thank you so much.
I got some good ones.
Don't you forget her take a pic?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
Right?
no, she does.
Huh? I'll bet she does.
She's
She's probably tougher than I am. Have a good time, everybody. See you in a minute.
What's up, though?
Yeah. So what's your good side? What do you like walking on? What side do you like walking on?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you look good for both sides. Yeah, it doesn't really matter at all. X, come on outside with the truck. Come on? Yeah.
This will be
By the way,
interesting.
do you like my buddy Felix's shirt?
I love that.
Felix, by the way, Mr. Trump.
That's fantastic. Wow.
Yeah, you got the grills on.
I like that. Hey, I know. That's what I noticed. I noticed the grill. Nice to see you. Thank you. Congratulations.
All right, well, you could already see the gift.
Yeah, I can. Wow.
You can't miss it.
That's
Got
an
that boy X with on. Okay.
Elon.
It isn't.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. XQC is richer than a motherfucker. Screamer, bro. Like that nigga.
It's an Elon.
Wow.
Shout out to Mr. Musk.
That's beautiful. Hey,
But-
that is beautiful.
Am I going to close the door really quick? Just I want to show them the wrap. Sure. Check out this wrap and let me know your honest thoughts.
I think it's incredible. I think it's incredible.
Go to the front.
So you know what they did? AI. What Google did is they took, or they let it happen. See the Secret Service agents here?
Yeah.
They're angry in there. They put smiles on their face.
Right.
You heard about that?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's just terrible.
Yeah, I know. But that's how easy it is to manipulate everything.
It's a little bit scary.
Yeah, it is. It's very scary. We need like a system where we can.
Bro, he was just talking all that about how he don't like electric cars, and this nigga give him one as a gift.
Fact check things and see if it's real and authentic.
Yeah, and right now they don't have that.
No, they don't.
That's the problem.
So I know we're not going to drive anywhere, but I was wondering if you wanted to like listen to like a song in here.
Let's go.
All right, cool. This is how you open it up.
It is incredible.
Yeah, it is. I'll get on the other side.
Okay, Adin, so.
Good? We back? We good? Oh, we're good. All right.
Damn, that camera clearer
this
than
is
a
cool.
motherfucker.
Very good.
I've never even seen you in a car before.
Not too many. that's look at the playlist, huh?
This is your playlist.
It's a good, yeah.
Your team picked out.
Yeah.
You want to pick a song? Let's test out this
so
sound system.
let's try it. And you know, some of the artists I like better than others, but I like the other song better. So I'd always.
Who's like your top 3 artists?
Well, we love Frank Sinatra, right?
Of course.
And you know, there's a couple that I really like, but I don't like the people, so I don't want to really mention their name. But look at this list as an example. So it's such a great list. Aren't the Beatles always good?
Come on, they're the best.
Rolling Stones are always good.
Put some Carmax on them damn lips.
Choose one. Let's you go choose what you like to choose. You swipe like this.
Oh yeah. That's fantastic, huh? How about, and we like the Beach Boys. We always like the Beach Boys.
We do like the Beach Boys.
Who doesn't like the Beach Boys? How about if we did the following? How about thinking that it's going to come back under proper management? How about California Dreaming?
Let's do it.
Good?
Let's test this thing out. All right, Elon. Let's see how good this system is. I want to say one thing. This is by far the best live stream I've ever done. I want to say thank you.
Well,
and I do want to say I do want to do a little victory dance with you. I want to step out the car, blast the music, and dance because I just had the best stream ever. You were right. You called it right before. What did you called me in the room and you said, "Watch, we're gonna have the most hits ever." Watch.
I think you will. And do you know what the hits are yet? Do you know?
No. I want to.
When will you know?
We crashed multiple times.
I think you'll crash. Yeah.
I think we're gonna see. I'm gonna get all the analytics, the real live view count, everything.
Well, you'll let me know, but I think you'll have the biggest show. You know, Nelk had by far their biggest show.
I know. I hated it when YouTube took them down.
So they had 7.5 million hits in like an hour, and then they were taken down. And I told them they'd be taken down.
And they still left it up.
They were great. No, they left. But I said YouTube or whoever it was took them down.
Right.
And I said that would happen. And I said, so let me ask you, if that happens, are you going to fold? They said, nope. And they never did. But they were taken down. But they had 7.5 million in a very short period.
Wow, that's crazy. I just seen somebody said with all the pages, all the pages, all the people live rewatching us,
right.
We hit over 1 million. We hit over 1 million live, which is amazing.
You're going to have a lot.
Yeah.
I hope you're going to break your record by a lot.
Over a
and I think you
million?
will, for whatever reason. I mean, I won't
that's
get
tough.
into that. But for whatever reason, people seem to like watching. I will say it's an honor to be with you, too.
Thank you.
You're a young guy that's got an amazing... Maybe someday you'll run for president.
I don't know about that. I'll leave it to Barron maybe one day.
Barron.
But I would love to help Barron, when it comes, we need you back in office, man. Let's hit this dance.
How about this song by Elvis?
Elvis? Don't a great song.
Right. You know what Don't was?
What?
He had the greatest songs of people that left him.
I think Kamala Harris is in here. You want to say anything to her?
Sure.
I'm kidding. She's not really in here.
I don't mind. I'll
You'll still let it go? Let it fly.
She's got to save the country, but it's not going to happen. They're not going to be able to do it. They're not going to be able to come close. That's great. Great to be with you.
It's great. It's great. I just want to,
What's a good one?
the YMCA, man.
YMCA is the best.
That's the best one. The outro out, you know what I mean?
Right here.
No, I think, is it this one?
I'll tell you about TikTok. Trump is going to keep TikTok going.
Trump is gonna keep TikTok going. All right, this is a W, man.